Hello. Welcome back, divine being sister beloved. I am so happy to be back here sharing more Venus channeled messages with you. It's been a little while, and it's been very necessary that it's been a little while. But I truly have been honoring being guided, led by the moon and Venus. And you may know that right now Venus is in Libra, and today we have a new moon in Libra. And I was literally guided while I was eating dinner last night. I started to hear Venus coming through and talking to me and sharing a message with me for this feminine collective. So she told me that I would have to resume sharing these messages, being this vessel and channel for these messages to come through, and sharing them here with you on my YouTube channel. And then today it started to come through very, very, very strongly. Okay, so today's Venus channeling message, actually before I get into these moon cards here, I want to mostly be communicating, speaking, expressing actually what it is that I'm seeing in my mind's eye and what I'm hearing via clairaudience. Okay, and before I pressed record here, I started to hear that this channeled message is strongly linked to, connected to goddess Inanna. If you work with this goddess, then for sure this message is for you. If you've seen, heard of her, this message is very likely for you. If you've been drawn to the color red, as well as orange, if you're in a place where you're especially drawn to these fall leaves and their colors, then this message is for you. Okay, so I was instructed to put a red rose here, light this candle, which I hope you can see well, and display my nails that have red as well. The color red is very significant. But goddess Inanna has this red orangish hair. She's a Celtic goddess, and she's this very playful energy. She's actually very fiery. She's connected to the element of fire and earth, and she is actually depicted in, if you want to bring astrology into this and the archetypes of the zodiac signs, she's connected to the sign of Aries and the sign of Sagittarius. So very fiery energies are here present. Maybe you're one of these signs. I'm also hearing Leo, she's saying, so she's connected to Leo as well. It's just this fire sign energy that's very playful, creative, and is honoring the essence of who you are, which is very Leo actually, but it's like you have no choice but to. She has no choice but to. This is what she stands for. Honor the essence of who she really is, which is why she's seen dancing, which is why she's seen with horses. I'm also seeing tigers, running like wild, it's this playful, wild maiden energy, okay, that is present here in this message. And perhaps this is linked to, connected to the need for you to come back to this essence of who you are, because we have, like I said, this Libra energy, this very Venetian energy is present right now. The sun is still in Libra and moves into Scorpio tomorrow. And while the moon the Sun and Venus are in Libra, this is especially a potent day to come across this message and to really lean into this essence of who you are. There's something very significant about the sacral. I'm seeing the root chakra and the sacral chakras, and feeling safe to desire, feeling safe to want pleasures, to indulge in pleasure. A pleasurable life is what I'm hearing. And there's this message I heard before I started to press record here and set up, is very much for the feminines, the women who maybe you get these kind of glimpses of, or you are even clear on what it is that you do desire, what you want to create, what you want to experience. You have a clear vision, but there's something inside of you. This is linked to your root and your sacral chakra, because it starts at the root. So the root being having something, I want to say, I cannot use another term. This is the term that's coming to me. Something is blocked in your root chakra, which is where your safety to be who you are, to run wild, is, your inner child, the essence. Like, you have to feel safe first, which starts at the root, in order to even go into the sacral and that be open and activated for open expression and authentic creation. Okay, so this message is for the women, the feminines, who you may have a clarity or not of what you desire and envision to create, and you may have even started to create it, but there's something blocked at the root, and you've got to, dig up those bad roots, those molded, I'm seeing like moldy, like rotting roots that need to be dug up, so that they cannot be impacting the roots that are ready and well and ready to thrive and be watered by your clear vision and desires, for what you want to create and experience in terms of a pleasurable life. Okay, so the phrase that I am hearing and was hearing at the start of this, goddess, was change your tune. Change your tune. This is on a card in this card deck that I forget the name of, that a friend of mine has, and I just started to see this card and this term, change your tune. And there's something again about, I'm hearing second house energy, Taurus energy significant here. Again, it's Venetian. Venus is about Libra, Taurus are about second house energy, which is ruled by Taurus, and Venus is about the root chakra. But we have to, as we get older and we become sovereign, independent adults, okay, we have to take accountability, responsibility for our own nervous system regulation. Okay, we have to be self-regulating and actively choosing, making the choice to dig up those roots that were planted, not by us, but perhaps who we were raised by, what kind of, environments we were in, what did we hear, the stories, these principles and beliefs that aren't really meant for us. They're, based on scarcity and wounds, and lacking of trust in others, so lacking of trust in the self, or holding back oneself because of a lack of trust in others. So this is all about our capacity to receive, our capacity to desire, our capacity to own, okay, claim, take it, it's yours, this desired, pleasurable life, okay? And again, that this starts at the root. Maybe you want to take a look at your second house placement, especially if it is Libra, especially if it is Taurus. But if you want to take a look at that right now and work with that energy, then I highly recommend and suggest to look at it. It doesn't matter if there are any planets in that sign right now or not. It is still something for you to work with, because it is always active, because it is your chart, okay? It is your natal chart. So in terms of, look, we have already at the bottom of the deck, my dreams reveal that magic is real and anything is possible. This is very much so this Inanna energy, this goddess Inanna energy. And I'm seeing Sagittarius when I look at this card here. And it's like this knowing that you have this vision, you have this dream, you have this playfulness, this playful spirit about you that you only allow, maybe right now or in the past, to show up, to come out, to be outwardly expressed at certain times of the year. There's something significant about the seasons and the zodiac seasons, and that at certain times of the year this is super activated for you. But I was going to say spirit, interesting. Spirit, the universe, goddess Inanna, and Venus want you to have this activated at all times. You see all of the moon phases here on the edge of this dream catcher here. It means through all of the phases, okay, of life and your experiences, all of the seasons. And this is the only card, I think, or one of the only cards with this on here, which tells me that these dreams are meant to be active and activated and outwardly expressed and exercised at all times. This is not something for you to pick and choose. That it doesn't mean that you always have to be online expressing yourself every day, all day. You may, in the winter, as we move, into the winter now, you may be wanting to be online or outside, in larger, what am I hearing, groups, collectives, environments, and atmospheres a little less. But the thing is that it's especially within you, within yourself, that you're needing to allow this pleasurable life, these dreams, this vision of yours to be expressed. It doesn't matter if it's your journal or if it's your Instagram or your YouTube or you know, a group environment and dynamic that you're in, talking about this, actively expressing it. It just needs to be known and inside of you at that root that this is accepted, that this is allowed, that you have given yourself, you are always going to give yourself the permission, access granted, I'm hearing, like with the green check mark, to be this creative, to be creatively receiving, okay, to feel and live pleasurably, beautifully, luxuriously, I'm hearing. And it is not, I'm hearing, for a trend. It is not, I'm even hearing you may need to go for a pause. And interesting, there's that Sagittarius energy. You may need to go for a pause. I was hearing in sharing online, in sharing outwardly, and getting really, really regulated within yourself. Okay, there's something about the nervous system, okay, and really moving into actively seeking out exercises, practices, no matter how woo-woo or, you know, oh, it's spiritual, blah, 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 you know, like, you can talk, excuse my language, but, you know, shit about the people that meditate, the people that do yoga, this is what I'm hearing for some of you. You need to hear this. Like, you can think whatever it is that you want to think, but what those people are doing and what they're intending to do, the yoga and the meditation and the tapping and the chanting and whatever they're doing it for, has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. Why are you doing it? Because the essence of it, the root of these things, these practices, these rituals, this ceremonial approach to living, goddess, is the feminine. It's to awaken, to honor, okay, and keep alive and warmth that feminine essence within you. And as a woman, this is especially imperative. And so this card here, I focus on what is working, is literally talking about not focusing on what isn't working, not saying, oh, I'm not going to do that because I think people do meditate or do yoga or do this or that to avoid. I think it's bypassing. I think it's trying to make themselves think that something is better than it really is in their life, or yeah, okay, whatever. Focus on yourself and what works for you. Focus on yourself and what works for you, because as you continue to look at someone else's homework, their answers, whatever they're doing at their desk, when you're in the classroom of life, and you continue to look over at what they're doing or at what they're doing over here instead of on what is right in front of you, you're gonna miss your target. You're going to miss. Your arrow is not going to hit the target of your clear vision, desires, the glimpse that you have gotten at that pleasurable life. Okay? So, you need to focus on you and your own system being regulated. Whatever practices, whatever rituals, whatever ceremonies, whatever approach works for you, that helps you to regulate your root chakra, your nervous system, your capacity to desire, to be in pleasure and receive. And when you do that, then you can contribute authentically and from a full cup to community, to collaboration. But you must trust, I'm hearing it now with this card here, you must trust in the mystery, in the not knowing what they're doing over here and what they're doing over there, and what's going to come from you focusing head down as the conductor, as the orchestrator, turning your back to the audience in order to conduct in the most optimal way, in the most perfect way. You want the orchestra of your life to sound so is this the word symphonious? Harmonious, okay? You want it to sound like the most beautiful symphony. And the reason you continue to look over at what they're doing or at what they're doing, or will this person join me in creating this? Will this person be a part of, will they be a part of my circle? Will they, or they're not, is because you don't trust the mystery. And you don't trust the mystery because your nervous system, Ember Being's confirmation, is not regulated. There is not a safety that you have established, created within yourself and your desires. So this is the first step. This is the first step to changing your tune. If you are judging what others are doing or not doing, it is because you are judging yourself, your own desires. There's that card again. Confirmation. My dream is revealed, magic is real, and anything is possible. Confirmation of this message, okay? But there's seriously such a need to focus on yourself first and your own system being regulated. This will draw in like bees with honey. Here, honey, okay? Collaboration brings more sweetness into my life and into the world. This is going to draw in the right people. The love, the friendships, the partnerships in creative endeavors and pursuits in business. This will draw that in. Your clear vision and inspired action, because you turned your back onto what is going on around you with who else and who and what they're doing, and you stopped the judging of them and therefore the judging of yourself and your clear vision and desires, and you regulated your nervous system, which supported you in taking inspired action and draws in the perfect, the sweetest collaborations. Okay? where do you have, I'm hearing Libra in your chart? Take a look at that and be aware of, and I mean the house. If you have a planet in Libra, even more this is applying, okay? But take a look at the house where you have Libra, this new moon. It is at 28 degrees of Libra. And notice the higher side of that placement, that area, and the lower side, the shadow side, so that you can take notes, maybe come up with a journal prompt for yourself to move through that lower side of that placement and over into the higher side of that placement. We have Fortuna and the Hermit, Vesta. Again, this is a confirmation that your fortune, the blessings, the pleasurable harvest, that pleasurable lifestyle that you want to live, I'm hearing and endure, is starting through you. It says inner solitude here, tending to your own inner flame and body temple. So for some of you, I'm also hearing that there's something about, and I mean, this is for everyone actually, because this is just the truth, that we start to really regulate our nervous system through the body and then the mind. So this may be something that I've been doing, is that I'm doing my yoga, my movement. It's very feminine, yin yoga. I'm not doing like hardcore, working out or something, but I'm doing my yin yoga movements every morning for about 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's longer if I need to go really slow. And as I'm doing that, I'm also listening to these affirmations, these feminine affirmations that are all about receiving. The name of the YouTube channel that I'm listening to using is called Azumi, Azumi. I highly recommend. But this is telling me that your fortune, your pleasurable lifestyle, these blessings, this harvest that is meant for you is only going to come. I swear it. I have to put it like this to you here because Goddess Inanna is telling me I have to. It's only coming when you connect to your body and regulate your system through this daily commitment, devotion to connecting to your body. It is the body and it is the breath that helps you to feel into all parts of your body. But there's something with your body, with your health here. It's Virgo energy, like it's about your health. And that it's very, very much connected to your feeling safe at that root to desire, to have, experience, receive the pleasurable life. Which brings this clarity, which brings clear, organized, inspired action. And then again, that sweetness of collaboration. So you could be starting your day by just getting up, moving fast, doing. Your mind is super active, but you have yet to connect to your body. And this This is the first step. This is the key to your victory, your triumph, your forward movement. Okay? With Nike here and the Chariot. This is the way that you will move forward. This is the way to getting unstuck. And as I'm saying that, I'm even seeing something about there's energies. Again, I'm seeing it at the root and near that sacral. So interesting. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. And again, it's this like red and orange. So red is the root chakra color and orange is the sacral. And I'm seeing it as like these glowing circles at the root, the base, and the sacral chakra area. And I'm seeing there's stuck energy, especially at the root. And that stuckness is symbolized here with the Chariot also, that it cannot move forward. There's something that wants to move forward that cannot. Because there's a disconnect from the physical body. And with the Empress at the bottom of the deck here, it's Tanit. And it's about sexuality, creativity, fertility. This is, like I said, linked to the sacral chakra. Expecting abundance is linked to that sacral chakra, but again, starting at that root. So you have to become your own safety. You have to reprogram this concept of safety, this concept of pleasure, this concept of receiving, and this concept of your body, your health, and how connected you are or can be to it. And it's not about, again, what someone else is doing. But there is a healing that is available to you physically, I see, with the star here. That will bring beauty into your body, into how you physically look and feel, and then externally reflected in what you receive. Okay? I'm going to close out this message here. I hope that it all came together and made sense. I'm going to just get one Healing Waters Oracle card to confirm everything that I've said, or if there's anything else that needs to be known for closing out this message for this feminine listening in. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow. I would say this is confirmation. Mother of salt waters. This is like Yemaya energy, which is literally the divine feminine, which is literally, Yemaya is the Orisha. She's like the mother Orisha of all Orishas, okay? The mother goddess of all goddesses, okay? And the Yoruba, I can't say religion. I don't like that term. Practice, okay? Art, okay? It says passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. This is about loving yourself enough to choose everything that I just said. To be this safety for yourself. Okay? That is what Yemaya is all about. Okay? Love. And it's starting with the self. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so looking forward to sharing more here with you as I feel called per usual. And I will attach also here my free moon guide ebook. It's something that I have been using for the past, I guess 7 to 8 months, working working, like I said at the beginning here, with the moon directly, because the moon is changing signs every 2 to 3 days. And especially as a feminine, especially as a woman, and if you are an intuitive creator, if you consider yourself an intuitive creative entrepreneur or desire to be, then this moon guide is for you, okay? So the link will be there in the description box below, and I will see you guys soon.